The road that took my mind. He will either be ours, or he will lose his mind. That is what the voice on the radio whispered, right before my truck flipped. The doctors tell me it was just a psychotic break. They say I fell asleep at the wheel, but they weren't there. In the dark. They didn't see them. It all started in the winter of 1999. Normally, I only hauled cargo around 500 kilometers, but that day, I took an 800-kilometer run. I hit the asphalt in the late afternoon under a miserable, 5-degree drizzle. By the time I cleared the city limits, the winter sky was pitch black. I stopped at a desolate gas station to refuel. The moment I stepped inside, an oppressive weight settled over my chest. An unexplainable anxiety. I brushed it off as fatigue, climbed back into my rig, and merged back onto the highway. Barely a kilometer later, my headlights caught a silhouette on the shoulder, a woman sitting in the freezing mud. She wore all white, long, black hair draped over a bowed head. I pulled over, lights, and cracked the window. "Hey, you okay?" No response. She sat completely frozen, like a marble statue. "Look, if you need a ride, hop in," I called out. Slowly, she lifted her head. Her eyes were completely hollow. She parted her dry lips and whispered, "Village. Can you take me to my village?" "Sure, where is it?" "Along this road," she said, her voice completely flat. She climbed into the passenger seat without a sound. She didn't look at me. She just stared dead ahead. I tried asking her what happened, but she remained entirely unresponsive. An hour passed, in suffocating silence. Then, the brake lights of reality failed. Up ahead, a massive herd of black goats spilled across the highway. I slammed on the brakes. Guiding them was a shepherd dressed in black, wearing a heavy turban. He stopped and stared directly into my cab with piercing, hateful eyes. I glanced at the woman for the first time. She was looking straight ahead. The shepherd gave her a slow, knowing nod. As the last goat cleared the road, he vanished into the dark. "Did you know him?" I asked, my heart hammering. Silence, desperate to break the tension. I turned on the radio. The static was heavy, but it landed on a flat, robotic news anchor reading headlines. Traffic accident in Ankara. Temperatures dropping in Istanbul. And if you happen to see a herd of black goats on the road, The frequency shattered into screeching static. Did I just hear that? I panicked. Suddenly, the woman beside me began to mutter, a rapid, frantic whisper to herself. "Were you talking to me?" I asked, reaching out to touch her arm. The instant my fingers grazed her skin, a massive black goat appeared dead center in the road, just 50 meters ahead. It was staring directly at me. I slammed the brakes. Bam! 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 Heavy, violent thuds shook the roof of the cab. Terrified, I threw the door open and stepped out. My boot hit the black ice. I slipped, falling hard. Slamming my head against the frozen asphalt, I scrambled to my feet. I'm throbbing with pain. "Who's there?" I screamed. Nothing. The road was empty. I rushed back into the cab. I looked at the passenger seat. She was gone, vanished into thin air before I could process it. The radio blared to life at maximum volume. "Did you bring him?" A voice rasped through the static. The woman's voice answered from the speakers. "I did. He'll either be ours, or he'll lose his mind." Then, a guttural, demonic roar shook the dashboard. Bay! Bam! 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 something began violently kicking the back of the truck. I looked in my left side mirror, and my blood ran cold. The shepherd was sprinting down the highway toward me. Behind him, dozens of goats charged full speed. Their eyes glowing blood red with pure fury. "Start, please start," I screamed, twisting the key. The engine roared to life just as the sound of hundreds of clanging goat bells surrounded the truck. Like a warped choir, I slammed the gas, tears streaming down my face. I checked the mirror. No matter how fast I went, they were right behind me. "Get a grip! You're losing it!" I screamed at myself, slapping my face hard. "Wake up!" With a brutal slap, my eyes flew open. "Hey, wake up!" It was the woman. She was leaning over me. "You slipped and hit your head hard. You were out cold." I gasped, trembling. I'm fine." Then, her face twisted. She looked up and whispered, "You brought him to us, didn't you?" A deep voice from above answered, "Yes. He'll either be ours, or he'll lose his mind." I looked up. The shepherd was standing over me, raising a massive blade. As he lunged, I jolted awake again. I was still on the ground, in the exact same spot on the ice. A dream. Inside a dream. My head was exploding with pain. I scrambled back into the truck, terrified of the darkness, terrified of her. "Are you okay?" she asked calmly from the passenger seat. "Do I look okay?" I yelled. "Ever since I picked you up? Ever since that shepherd and his damn goats?" "What shepherd?" she interrupted, her eyes wide with confusion. "What goats? I didn't see anything. You hit your head hard. Maybe you shouldn't drive." Her genuine confusion shattered my logic. Did I imagine it all? Was it just a severe concussion? The thought actually brought me relief. I just wanted the sun to rise. She whispered, "Let's get going. We don't have much time." I put the truck in drive. I refused to look at her. I treated the passenger seat like it was empty, gripping the wheel as a nauseating buzz filled my skull. Then, through the fog ahead, a dark shape appeared. My vision blurred. My chest seized. It wasn't a hallucination. They were real. Thousands of black goats blocked the highway from edge to edge, their eyes burning crimson. The air vibrated with the deafening clang of their bells. From the back of the herd, the shepherd walked toward me, but as he drew closer, his face morphed. The clothes were his, but the face belonged to the woman. It twisted into a wide, demonic grin as a horrifying laugh tore from his throat and echoed through the radio speakers. If she is out there, who is sitting next to me? Trembling, I slowly turned my head to the right. Sitting in the passenger seat was the real shepherd, but he wasn't human. His eyes glowed red. Long, razor fangs protruded from charred, scarred skin. Half his scalp was burned to black ash. His ears drooped to his waist. In his nose was the snout of a goat. I screamed so loud my throat tore, out of pure survival instinct. I slammed my foot on the gas and yanked the wheel. The world spun, metal twisted, the massive truck tipped, collapsing into blackness. "Hey, he's moving, he's coming to." I woke up to flashing lights, paramedics, and police. My truck was a mangled wreck. Both of my legs were shattered. At the hospital, I told the doctors everything. The woman, the shepherd, the radio. They just looked at me with pity. "Severe trauma, Mr. Hassan," the doctor said. "You fell asleep at the wheel. Your mind played tricks on you." They discharged me. But the man who entered that highway never came back. Every time I closed my eyes, the herd returned. nightmares. My days became madness. I never drove again. I locked myself away, suffocated by the dark. One night, the walls closed in. I ran into the street, screaming at the sky. They're here. They came to take me. They'll make me lose my mind. The neighbors called the police. That was years ago. I've been in this asylum ever since. Injections, pills, isolation. They try to silence my mind, but it doesn't work because I know the truth. The doctors say it was a sleep-related accident, but I remember the choice they gave me on that road. They were either going to take me or make me lose my mind. And I think they chose the second one. Some journeys lead down roads you can never come back from. Thank you for listening. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your thoughts.